How long has it been? The sting of the wind and the sea spray seep into our bones with a deep chill. Has it been a moment or an hour that we've stood here, that they've been here, silent, staring, waiting? One set of eyes is fixed on the horizon, open and wistful they scan the ships offshore, pleading. Another set of eyes, shadowed and obscured, glance timidly up at us, watching us watch them. The little head tilts and nestles into a bundle of blue fabric. She pulls it to her tightly, her eyes gently close as she remains pressed against the woman beside her, both of their skirts billowing in the wind. We stand on the slippery cobblestones, wet with the gloomy sea spray, watching the two as they wait. How long has it been? Waiting. Those who have waited for a friend or a loved one know the complexity of emotions that surround the act of waiting. Not a passive, everyday waiting, but the kind that seems to warp time, sometimes stretching weeks and months or years even. The kind of waiting that can feel sad, draining, and lonely, gray and bleak. The kind that you want to pass quickly, but instead moves tauntingly slowly. This work by George Hitchcock is titled Looking Out to Sea, and though the artist has given us no explanation that the subject is in fact waiting for something, someone, it feels apparent. This work is one that intrigues me, confuses me, and changes each time I see it. It's one that makes me feel deeply these emotions as complex as the waiting itself. The artist has skillfully used color and composition to create this emotional complexity, churning up feelings within us regardless of whether we've shared the same experience of waiting or not. The artist has used these elements too to draw us in to share this forlorn moment with our subjects. There are many components that could serve as a visual starting point in this work, but it's the child's shadowed eyes that draw me in. It's one of the things about this work that seems to change each time I look at it. Because we cannot see her eyes clearly, her gaze seems to shift between looking down and looking directly at us, staring back as we look at her and the woman beside her. She's engaging with us in a way that a portrait doesn't normally, and it's because of this interaction that we feel that we are not just watching this scene, but rather that we are there with them. The gray, blustery day spreads beyond the constraints of the canvas and frames surrounding us. We feel the chill that the child is shielding herself from. We hear the rumble and crash of the choppy, wind-blown waves that crash against the stone walkway and its wooden barrier. The ribbons on the woman's bonnet flutter in the wind. Their bright blue seems almost out of place in the palette of muted colors and tones of gray, but they draw us up to her face, to her expression. It's blank, and her chin is tucked slightly as if she's intently focused. Her left hand is drawn up to her cheek absent-mindedly in a suggestion of deep thought. Is she staring out to sea while lost in a world of memories that swirl within her mind like a film? Who is she thinking of? Will they ever return? How long has it been? Waiting. Those who have waited for a friend or a loved one know the complexity of emotions that surround the act of waiting. Because buried deep within that sadness and loneliness, we wait because we hope. We wait in anticipation. We wait with a mind full of memories and dreams that are a spark of color that breaks up the chilly gray, just as their clothing has done in this work. They're waiting, and we're there too. The artist has brought us here, and maybe it's to be an observer, but maybe it's to stand with them, to wait with them and help them face the unknown open sea. Maybe he's brought us there to be a friend.